Silent Hill, Homecoming is set in October 2007. As the game begins, the echoes of heavy artillery and explosions are heard. The game's protagonist, Alex Shepard, is bound to a gurney and being wheeled through a dilapidated hospital. A silent doctor pushes him down a dimly lit hallway, and they pass by rooms in which doctors are committing strange and horrifying acts upon patients, including dismemberment, strangulation and live burial. Once wheeled into a room and left alone, Alex struggles with his restraints as the doctor leaves the room. Through the blurred glass of the double doors, Alex watches in horror as a mysterious assailant impales the doctor with a giant blade. After breaking free from his restraints, Alex ventures further through the hospital and encounters his brother, Joshua Shepard, drawing with crayons. Upon request, Alex retrieves a rabbit doll for his brother. However, Joshua runs away and continues to do so whenever Alex gets close to him. Further progressing through the hospital, Alex follows Joshua's trail into an elevator. During its descent, Alex hears the screeching of metal, and the elevator car shakes violently before a huge blade is thrust through the door towards him. Upon awakening from a nightmare, a startled Alex realizes that it was only a dream as he sits in the passenger seat of an 18-wheeler driven by Travis Grady. Arriving at Shepard's Glen, Travis says, "Good luck, soldier." This, along with Alex's military jacket and the sounds of warfare heard in the beginning of the game, imply that Alex is a soldier returning home from war. Having been dropped off in his hometown of Shepard's Glen, Alex discovers that the town is not the same as he left it. Thick fog covers the town, all the streets are in a state of heavy disrepair, and almost no people can be found. Alex encounters Margaret Holloway, a judge and the mother of his childhood friend, Elle Holloway. Both Alex and Margaret Holloway are descendants of the four families that founded Shepard's Glen hundreds of years ago, those families being Shepard, Holloway, Fitch, and Bartlett. Shepard's Glen is, in fact, named after Alex Shepard's own ancestor. Margaret Holloway seems surprised to see Alex and tells him to go see his mother. Arriving at his childhood home, Alex notices many pictures of his parents with Joshua which, oddly, do not feature himself. Alex comments to himself about his parents' behavior, feeling that his parents had always favored his brother over him. Alex finds his mother, Lillian, in a near catatonic state. After telling Alex that she misses Joshua and that his father has gone to look for him, Lillian refuses to speak to Alex anymore. Alex notices his father's revolver on his mother's lap, and he takes it from her before leaving. He suddenly hears a noise from the basement and heads toward the sound. While investigating the basement, Alex comes across a room that his father, Adam, uses to butcher the animals that he hunts, prompting him to have a flashback. In the flashback, young Alex opens the door to his father's hunting room, causing his father to turn around and scold him fiercely. After leaving the house, Alex eventually finds himself traveling through a graveyard near his house, and while there, he sees two tombs belonging to two of the town's founding families. Alex eventually encounters his childhood friend, Elle Holloway, outside of the Shepard's Glen police station putting up missing persons flyers. She is preoccupied and upset, and she is annoyed with Alex for leaving for the military without ever saying goodbye to her. After talking with him, she gives Alex a walkie-talkie, and Alex continues his search for Joshua. He then finds his way to a junkyard belonging to Curtis Ackers, the town mechanic, whom he asks for information. Alex gives Curtis his father's revolver as thanks for his help, and Curtis gives Alex a handgun, claiming that he likes a fair trade. Alex then leaves and heads to the tomb of the Bartlett family, one of the four founding families, where he finds a watch. A siren sounds, causing him to black out. When Alex comes to, he finds that he has been mysteriously transported to the neighboring town of Silent Hill. There, he sees his brother run into an abandoned hotel. Following Joshua into the building, Alex is stalked by numerous monsters before encountering a humanoid creature with a large, metal, pyramid-shaped mask locked over its head, the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman notices Alex, who is hiding behind a shoddy barricade of broken furniture, and turns to stare at him briefly before moving on. After this encounter, Alex encounters Sam Bartlett, the mayor of Shepard's Glen, in a large, circular greenhouse elsewhere in the hotel. Mayor Bartlett, like Alex, is also a descendant of one of the founding families of Shepard's Glen. Alex learns that Bartlett's son, Joey, has also disappeared mysteriously. After questioning Bartlett, Alex is horrified to see a monster, Sepulchre, rise from a hole in the ground and kill the mayor. Alex manages to kill it, only to fall into Sepulchre's hole and black out again. Alex awakes to find himself locked behind bars in a holding cell. The town deputy, James Wheeler, questions him for a while before being convinced of Alex's good intentions and letting him out of the cell. The two make their way through the Shepard's Glen Police Department building, only to be separated. Alex then encounters Elle and they both escape into the sewers where they also eventually become separated. Arriving back on the street, Wheeler radios Alex and tells him to meet up with him so they can find a man named Dr. Martin Fitch, who is also a descendant of one of the four founding families of Shepard's Glen. Along the street, Alex finds Fitch and follows him into his clinic, where he finds a slightly disturbing collection of dolls before being attacked by a group of nurses. Alex finds a key which unlocks a small box containing another doll, and as he touches it, the floors and walls peel away to reveal a rusted, bloody, metal world, the other world called Hell Descent. Alex finds Dr. Fitch in a large room where he is seen cutting himself to repent for his sins. Alex questions him and learns that Fitch's daughter, Scarlett, has disappeared as well. Fitch, now going into a state of depression, says that he forgot to bring Scarlett her present. Once Alex hands him his present, Scarlett's doll, Dr. Fitch's cuts proceed to multiply. He begins to bleed profusely from his wounds and his blood forms a pool around him. As he endures the pain, Dr. Fitch drops the doll and it sinks into the blood pool. The doll then arises, now transformed into a large porcelain mannequin-like monster, Scarlet. As Dr. Fitch begs for forgiveness, seemingly to his daughter, the monster kills him by biting his head off, and then attempts to do the same to Alex. After defeating Scarlet, Alex awakens in the clinic, finding a key that leads him to the town hall. In the town hall, Alex proceeds to use the key to unlock an underground passage where he finds a ceremonial dagger. He also finds portraits of the town's founders, the heads of 4 families who left Silent Hill to found Shepherd's Glen many years ago. Oddly, the portrait of the Shepherd family's head, Alex's own ancestor, has been taken down from the wall. He also finds some ancient books, detailing the founding families and their pact with God. Returning home, Alex realizes that the dagger, aside from being a weapon, is the key that unlocks his father's hunting room door, as well as the other doors featuring the same type of lock. In the hunting room, Alex finds a key that unlocks the attic, and there, another flashback scene commences. The scene shows Adam giving Joshua the family ring. He tells Joshua that the ring has been passed down through generations, is incredibly important and special, and is not to be shown to anyone, even Alex. After the flashback, Alex finds a note written by his father stating that he was told he had to choose just one of his sons. Judging by the preferential treatment that Adam and Lillian Shepherd have always shown Joshua, the family ring that was secretly given to him, and this mysterious note, it would seem that Joshua has been chosen for some special purpose by his parents in the Order, which is an organized cult that is present in Silent Hill. Alex, with the newfound information from his father's note, attempts to question his mother about Joshua once again, only to be interrupted by members of the Order who beat Alex and kidnap Lillian. The house then transforms into an otherworld version of itself, which Alex escapes by solving puzzles involving the past and guilty consciences of each of his family members. Escaping the house, Alex meets back up with Elle and Wheeler, stating that they must go to Silent Hill to save everyone. While traveling via boat, the Order assaults them and kidnaps Elle and Wheeler, leaving Alex to wash ashore in Silent Hill. Receiving radio calls from Wheeler, Alex is led to the Overlook Penitentiary where he fights multitudes of monsters and Order members before rescuing Wheeler. Alex asks if he knows where Elle is, and Wheeler says that he doesn't know for sure, but he heard members of the Order talking about taking a woman to the solitary confinement block. With Wheeler's help, Alex travels deeper into the prison and reaches solitary confinement, but instead of Elle, he finds his mother. Lillian is chained to a crucifix-shaped torture device, which is slowly stretching her body beyond its limits. Lillian begs Alex to end her suffering, and the player is given a choice of whether or not to do so. If the player decides not to help her, Lillian is alive and conscious while the torture device tears her body in half. If the player decides to help, Alex mercifully puts a bullet in her brain, killing her right before the machine tears her body apart. Alex meets back up with Wheeler, and they proceed to travel through the otherworld version of the penitentiary, finding Elle's mother, Margaret Holloway, strapped to a chair. Alex releases her, but a caterpillar-like monster grabs Wheeler through a hole in the wall and pulls him in, prompting Margaret to run. As she leaves, Margaret's face changes from a feigned expression of fright to reveal a more sinister intent. Alex defeats the monster, Asphyxia, and sees his brother, whom he follows outside and into a church. Inside, Alex encounters a shadowy man in a confession booth. The conversation between Alex and the mysterious figure implies that it is Alex's father, or his conscience, asking for forgiveness for the way that he and his wife have always treated Alex. The figure also speaks more of having been given a choice between his 2 sons, echoing what was said in the note that Alex found in his attic earlier. He also says that he and his wife have always loved their son, but that they couldn't show him. They couldn't let him see the wonderful things in life, like love and joy. While the reasoning behind this has been strongly hinted at this point in the game, it is still not explicitly stated. The player is then given a choice of whether to forgive this person or not. After solving a puzzle to reveal a door behind an enormous pipe organ, Alex finds his father, Adam, tied up, similar to how he found his mother in the prison. Alex begins questioning his father as to whether or not he knows where Joshua is, and it is revealed that Alex was never a soldier. While he thought that he was in the hospital due to wounds sustained during the war, Alex has actually been in a mental hospital. Adam shows Alex the family ring necklace, but does not explain why he has apparently taken it back from Joshua. The boogeyman appears and slices Adam's body in half before retreating down a staircase. Following after the boogeyman, Alex disguises himself as an Order soldier, but is soon captured by Curtis and the Order. Alex awakens to find himself tied to a chair in a blood-stained room containing a drill and circular saw. Sitting in the room is Margaret Holloway, who reveals that the disappearances of all the children were all part of a ritualistic sacrifice system. She reveals that Shepherd's Glen was founded by 4 families from Silent Hill, who no longer wanted to take part in the doings of the Order and their demon worship. They were allowed to leave Silent Hill under one condition: every 50 years each of the 4 families must sacrifice one of their children. This sacrifice has since provided protection to Shepherd's Glen from the troubles that have been felt in Silent Hill, until now. Margaret reveals that the protection is no longer there because, while 3 of the families made the sacrifice recently, one family, the Shepherds, failed to do so. Mayor Bartlett sacrificed his son, Joey, Dr. Fitch sacrificed his daughter, Scarlet, and Margaret sacrificed her daughter, Nora. Adam Shepherd was supposed to sacrifice one of his boys, but he didn't do so. Because of this, the protection from the Order's God is no more. Margaret goes on to say that there is no longer any choice for the town but to return to the old ways of the Order in Silent Hill. Therefore, she and her fellow faithful have been kidnapping, torturing, and murdering everyone in Shepherd's Glen that refuses to go along with them. Margaret then begins to torture Alex by running a drill into his thigh and eye, and fortunately, he breaks free from his restraints and turns the drill to Margaret's chin, killing her. After running through the Order's compound for a while, Alex finally finds Elle, who is being tortured by Curtis Ackers. He manages to kill him and frees Elle. They then find Wheeler tied to a chair with several knives protruding from his abdomen. The player is given a choice of whether or not to save him with a medical kit or to let him die. Regardless of the choice made, Alex then goes on without Elle to face the end alone. Alex pushes further through, finding the tombs of the 4 families whose children have been sacrificed throughout the years. On each of the tombs are 4 names, those of the children who have been sacrificed by each family over the years since the town's founding. On the Shepherd family tomb, Alex finds his own name, confirming that his parents chose to sacrifice him and let Joshua live, which explains why his parents were so distant and cold toward him, and favored Joshua. They couldn't bear to love Alex knowing that they would have to kill him one day. Alex has a flashback. On the night after Adam gave Joshua the family ring, Alex took Joshua out on a boat on Toluca Lake. While there, Alex teased him, whom he felt jealous of due to his parents' preferential treatment. To counter Alex's taunts, Joshua showed him the family ring, prompting Alex to grab it in anger. Joshua stood up in the boat, attempting to take the ring back. However, he fell backwards while struggling with Alex and had a concussion on the boat before falling into the lake and drowning. Adam then retrieved Joshua's body and scolded Alex fiercely, telling him that he doesn't know what he's done. He says that they chose Alex, but now Alex has ruined everything, and that everyone else will suffer for Alex's mistake. Alex then goes into mental shock right after Adam's scolding, repeating over in his mind that there was a way he could save Joshua, despite that he was dead. It is implied that many people in the town were told that Alex went off to war rather than that he was institutionalized, as Elle scolds him earlier in the game for not saying goodbye. The world once again shifts to the other world where Alex fights the final boss, Amnion. After defeating the creature, Alex cuts the monster open, and Joshua's corpse slides out. Finally finding closure with his brother, Alex laments and apologizes to Joshua and leaves. Depending on the player's actions throughout the game, 5 different endings can be unlocked. Endings similar to Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 4. The Room, it is unknown which ending of Homecoming is canon, and so it is unclear if Alex and the other characters survived the events of the game. The endings are only named in the official strategy guide. There are a total of 5 endings and a bonus scene. The 3 factors involved: whether or not Alex Mercy kills his mother, i.e. shooting her is Mercy killing; whether or not Alex forgives the man in the confession booth who is either Adam or symbolic of him; choose, sounds like you can change, to forgive, and you don't sound sorry, to not forgive; and whether or not Alex uses a first aid kit on Wheeler at the end. Smile, Mercy kill Lillian, forgive, Adam, save Wheeler. Alex defeats Amnion and apologizes to Joshua before reuniting with Elle. As they leave Shepherd's Glen, Elle asks Alex what he saw down there, and he replies, what I needed to. Smile, bonus scene, collect all 11 photos, or beat the game on hard. After the credits, a special scene will play. In first-person view, Alex enters his house and sees wet footprints leading up the stairs. He follows these into his and his brother's bedroom. Inside, he finds a wet Joshua sitting on his bed with a camera who snaps a picture of him and laughs. The picture that emerges from the camera is the one of Alex found earlier in the game. In water, Mercy kill Lillian, don't forgive Adam, don't save Wheeler. Alex awakens in the bathtub in his house. His father approaches him and claims that with his death, Joshua can carry on the family legacy, before drowning him. Judgment, don't Mercy kill Lillian, don't forgive Adam, don't save Wheeler. Alex awakens to find himself strapped to a chair. 2 bogeymen come out of the darkness, holding 2 halves of the helmet they wear. They stand over Alex and place the 2 halves on his head, transforming him into one of them. This could possibly symbolize the evil choices made by Alex throughout the game, showing that he has potential to be an apathetic punisher, such as Pyramid Head. Intensive care, don't Mercy kill Lillian, forgive Adam, save Wheeler. Alex awakens in the mental hospital, strapped down on a table. He is told by the man standing over him, who sounds suspiciously like Wheeler, that he needs to take responsibility for his actions and accept the present. The man who stands behind him appears to be Adam. He is then administered an electric shock. This reveals that throughout the game, the patient in room 206 was in fact Alex. UFO ending, don't Mercy kill Lillian, don't forgive Adam, save Wheeler. Similar to the good ending, only that right as Alex and Elle are about to embrace each other, a UFO appears and abducts them. As they are both floating up, Wheeler limps out and shouts about how he knew that this is why people had been disappearing.